Welcome to the GCN show from high up in the Himalayas with a yak. Si's too scared to come down here, so I thought I'd do the honours. Over to you in the studio.
Welcome to the GCN show, and we're back from Nepal!
We are indeed, and for the record, yaks are dangerous. We witnessed a yak attack just the very previous day. Right, coming up this week, pro cyclists behaving badly. Here are things that you should not try at home from the world of racing.
Plus, what if pro cyclists had long hair? Funnier than it sounds?
It is funnier than it sounds, yeah, don't worry.
Lance Armstrong's going to Mars, and zip tie hack Si doesn't completely hate.
No. This week in the world of cycling, we learned that if you want to dominate the airwaves at your next red carpet event, just turn up on a bike.
Yeah, former Talking Heads frontman David Byrne did exactly that at the prestigious Met Gala in New York. Risky outfit for cycling? I guess the all-white suit, isn't it?
Well, yeah, some of you would probably rock out, but he was saved by a belt drive. No risk of chain oil on his trousers. Now, of course, the question was what bike David was riding, and the answer was that it's a Budnitz, a bucket list bike for me. Sadly, no longer in production.
Yeah, we also learned that Lance Armstrong is taking part in a reality TV show, which aims to find the celebrity best suited for a space mission to colonize Mars.
That's right. Apparently they're called celebronauts. Anyway, I can't imagine that he is the ideal candidate to start a new civilization. But then I suspect you can also say that about a lot of historical figures who have already started civilizations. But anyway, there we go.
Yeah. Now, speaking of role models, we do often turn to the professional cyclist to guide us in all things cycling. But just the last weeks, there's been a few instances of pro cyclists being a little sketchy.
Yeah, and taking the piss.
Yeah, well,
quite frankly, although more on that in just a moment. Firstly, though, the Escape Collective spotted this one. Sepp Kuss, is currently racing the Giro, and he seemed to have some kind of mechanical issue on his bike. Seemingly, he thought it was his rear derailleur battery that had gone flat, so he decided to swap it with his front.
Easily done, but maybe not when riding at 60 kilometers per hour. Check this out.
There you go. Now, having just spent the last 2 weeks with you, I can say that is definitely something that you would do. But my goodness, that is a sketchy manoeuvre. Do not try it at home. I mean, can you imagine losing half your fingers because you were faffing around with a battery?
It's not worth it,
It's
mate.
not worth it.
I'd like to try it. Next up, group riding etiquette. We know that the Pro Peloton is a school for hard knocks where no inch is given. But did Caden Groves overstep the mark at stage 2 of the Giro?
Well, so here is the footage. Not exactly conclusive, is it? Caden Groves has said in interviews afterwards that he did indeed elbow Davide Ballerini to stop him moving into Groves' line. Looks a little bit more aggressive than that, perhaps, but it caused quite the chain reaction, didn't it?
Yeah, Groves' point is that this kind of thing happens all the time. And I guess he is right, just that every now and then it goes rather wrong.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about this, really. Obviously, you shouldn't ever try elbowing people out of the way at home. But he's right. In races, that kind of stuff does happen all the time, right?
And it's part and parcel of the game, you know, being up and close to each other, bit of argy-bargy. I actually quite liked that about cycling, you know, getting, like, up close and personal. What?
Yeah, no, just the thought of you getting up close and personal.
But do we do it? You know, when we're riding, we're like,
Yeah, it's true. It's absolutely true. Yeah.
So I think if you took it away and you had no contact with other riders, I think you would lose some of the essence of it and what makes sprinters really good.
I agree. Yeah, and there's always going to be that friction in the peloton, isn't there, when a crash does happen. But you're right. I think it is just part and parcel of bike racing.
Yeah.
Right. Lastly, then, the biggest controversy of the week.
Yeah.
Pros behaving badly.
Yeah.
Annemiek van Vleuten's Movistar team and the Trek Segafredo team took the piss, didn't they, out of Demi following. Almost literally.
Yeah, stage 6 of the Vuelta España Féminas. Race leader Demi Vollering took advantage of a lull in the race after just 30 kilometres and stopped for a pee.
That's right. Now, etiquette dictates that when the race leader stops for a wee, the race is effectively neutralised. And it's that moment where loads of other people go, oh, thank goodness the race leader stopped for a wee. I'm going to stop for a wee too. And frankly, it's normally that point in the race where everyone looks forward to, because after the early skirmishing, then you get to have a little bit of a break.
Everyone needs that.
Yeah. Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
And everyone stops for a wee.
Yeah. However, Movistar and Trek had other ideas. They took to the front of the bunch and literally lit it up, dropping Vollering and her team. They couldn't catch back up, and Vollering lost 1 minute and 4 seconds. And despite incredible form, she could only regain 55 seconds the following day, meaning that Van Vleuten claimed her 4th Grand Tour on the trot.
She did indeed, by just 9 seconds. Vollering, as you can imagine, was in bits, wasn't she? Putting 55 seconds into Van Vleuten on a summit finish is incredible. To then miss out on the win by 9 seconds is savage, particularly because you lost it because you're going for a wee.
Yeah.
Now, Movistar.
I think it's so harsh.
Do you? So,
I like my purist cycling into me. If the leader stops, you stop, you let him get back on.
But Movistar and Trek said that in their race briefings that morning, they'd both seen that that was a stretch of road that was probably going to be selective in terms of crosswinds. So their plan was to light it up then, and was it not SD Works' mistake to stop for a wee at a point where actually the race was not off, it was about to go on?
Yeah, it might be their pre-planning. But it's just such a hard one. Like, no one's right or wrong. But then again, like, to win a race like that isn't the best way to win a race.
It's not. Oh, I don't know.
The jury's out. The jury's out. This is why it's exciting.
This is why bike racing is so good, because there are no right or wrong answers. And we end up talking about whether or not someone should or should not have waited while someone was going for a wee. But whatever you do, if you're going out for your local group ride and someone stops for a wee, you should probably... Joe, don't hit him. You should probably wait. Or if it's an inappropriate time or situation to go for a wee, just have a word. Say, not now.
Yeah.
Not now, Dan. Hold it in. Yeah, exactly.
You do it with your kids, you know, when you're doing like a 3-4 hour ride. Hold it. You know, we're not at services yet. Don't pee in the car.
Yeah, I mean,
Exactly
it's much like parenting. Anyway, now obviously we have just skimmed the racing news from the Giro and the Vuelta Féminas. If you want to catch up on all the juicy details, then obviously head over to the GCN Racing YouTube channel. We've got the racing news that went up on Monday. You can also watch it live and on demand on GCN Plus. We got the World of Cycling show as well, where you can catch up. So no excuses not to get your racing fix. Remco Evenepoel, we could talk about him for half an hour. Van Vleuten, Vollering, it's all going off. Now, whilst we're here and talking about racing, as we are, that's a very lovely jumper you're wearing.
That's a very lovely jumper, Si, you're wearing.
Oh,
Our Italian-themed, GCN swag is up right now at the GCN shop.
That's
so make
right.
Sure you go and check it out.
Absolutely. Whilst we're talking about announcements as such, the Global Bike Fest, it's not that long away now, is it?
And I think you're coming to this one.
I'm coming to this one.
Oh!
I was coming to the last one until I got COVID. Anyway, I'm not missing this one, mate, because it's my 40th birthday party out there.
Yeah.
Which you're organising for me, aren't you?
I am,
Which is
indeed.
really great. So,
Yeah.
no, I appreciate that. Also, as well as my 40th birthday party, which you're all cordially invited to, we've got the Glem Giro. Now, I don't know how much you know about this, but it's super exciting, okay? So, a gravel enduro, 3 time sectors as part of a gravel ride. There's 3 lengths, aren't there?
Yeah.
All with the 3 time sections. The big one is a monster, 3,000 metres of climbing in there. So something like the Himalayas.
You've got your climbing legs on because you absolutely smashed me in the Himalayas, and more to come on that in the coming weeks.
On that as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, make sure you head over to the Global Bike Fest website. You can enter that race actually without coming for the whole weekend. So the day pass is available. But if you're going to be there, why not stay for the parties and all the other stuff as well?
Yeah, there's so much going on around it, and I can't wait to get back. Good weather, good food, good people, good bike riding.
Yeah, amazing. Now, we keep talking about Nepal.
Yeah.
Obviously, these lovely people haven't seen
I've got
anything
this.
from Nepal yet. Yeah, Hank's gone rugged.
Because I wanted to show you guys that I'd been on an adventure.
Nothing
So
says adventure more than bum fluff.
It does. It literally, you come back and I look all adventurous, hair long, beard.
Anyway, all of the amazing footage. So we basically went out there to film 2 GCN Plus films. We've got some really cool stuff for here on YouTube as well. All of the footage is currently being ingested. But basically, we can show you a few little pics now, can't we? So it was the trip of a lifetime.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
I've been dreaming about going to Nepal ever since I was about 6, 7 years old, and so to go there, to be able to go with you, to be able to bike
That was
ride
a
out there,
lifetime ambition as well, wasn't it?
Absolutely, and I just cannot wait to share everything across all the platforms. But like, it's something to look out for because it is absolutely a trip of a lifetime.
Yeah. Can I show you something?
Oh, sweet Jesus!
Double power, 24-hour, baby.
All right.
Noodle power, half an hour.
This is now. If those of you that don't know what dal bhat is, this is Sai's favourite food.
My favourite food and the national dish of Nepal, which you can eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
Which I did for 2 weeks.
Literally, and
giving me
I
guns.
think the rest of the team were wanting anything Western, but Mr. Dal Bhat here.
Dal bhat power.
Well, that's all he ate. It became extraordinary. Literally extraordinary. Right, what's next?
Let's move on.
Sai is addicted to this food.
I absolutely love it. Like, back home, pay a lot of money for this. It's amazing. And it doesn't taste anywhere near as good.
What's it called again?
It's dal bhat.
Dal bhat.
So you got your dal and your rice. Then you got your veggie curry. You got your greens. Then you got some fermented goodies here. So apparently that's like spinach that you bury and then you dig it up again and then you rehydrate it and mix in some spices.
Boy knows his dal.
Great for your microbes.
And now it's time for cycling shorts.
Kicking off cycling shorts now. I was on Twitter last night and something very amusing popped into my feed. So Cycling What Ifs, which is not an account I'd heard of before, posed the question, what if pro cyclists had long hair and sometimes a beard?
Head over to Twitter and check out this. It's genius. Hugh Carthy looks like Tom Hanks in Castaway.
Yeah, Remco Evenepoel looks like something out of Starsky and Hutch, maybe.
It's
Some
just
of them
genius.
actually look quite cool.
Yeah.
I quite want to see what you look like with long hair, Tilty.
Well,
I mean, longer than...
yeah. Then we could try it and grow it out.
What happens if you actually had a beard?
This is a good bit. Anyway, moving on. Next up with news that cyclists are some of the strongest and hardy athletes around. Sane Kant of Phoenix to Koenig found herself in a severe crash that landed her 60 stitches in her face.
Oh.
Yeah. We are now pleased, though. She is back riding not long after and covering all her stitches up with a big pair of Oakley sunglasses.
Oh, well, there we go. That's absolutely savage, isn't it? We wish her all the very best on a continued recovery. In more pro cycling news, Great Britain's cycling team kit has been spotted in Sierra Leone at their biggest race, the Science in Sport Tour de Lancer. Now, it's not been worn by a GB team. Instead, the kit actually dates back from a decade ago, and it was sent out by Tim Hayter. So he's the dad of top pros Ethan and Leo.
It is so great to see kit that is being reused and recycled, and the cycling community helping out others that don't have access to like some of that quality cycling kit. If you're keen to get rid of some of your cycling kit, we will definitely put a link in the description so you can help those that don't have.
What's the link to?
The website of where you can send it.
Oh, that's
to
super
Sierra
cool.
Leone.
Yeah, amazing. Wow, fantastic thing to do. Okay, now we've actually got a lot of pro news this week, haven't we? But then there's an awful lot going on. 2 grand tours going on simultaneously. Greg Van Avermaet, meanwhile, has announced that the 2023 season is going to be the last of his career. Yeah.
I love Greg Avermaet.
Do you?
Yeah. I think he's such a cool rider. He's one of the greats, I think. I just like his classic style, his boisterous manner. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I
mean,
think he's great.
He is cool.
Anyway, he's racked up a really solid palmarès over the course of 17 years with Olympics,
Yeah.
Paris-Roubaix,
Yeah.
2 stages of the Tour de France, to name just a few. The guy is an all-time hero. You
No,
don't
he
think
is.
so, but I think he's cool.
No, I do think he's cool. That's what I see in the GCN show, but just His boisterous style.
But
Anyway.
he does. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's got like a Tom Boonen style.
See? Oh, well, get involved in the comment section down below if you agree with Hank.
Am I barking up the wrong tree, or is like...
Well, I mean, each their own, mate. Right, very exciting racing news now for me, and a lot of you as well. It's the first cross-country mountain bike World Cup of the year this weekend. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, why should I care? Firstly, because it's great for a start. Also, because there are some familiar names taking part, like Tom Pidcock, who'll be on the start line. He's shown good form. Pauline Ferrand-Prévot on the start line. And also, because we got it live on GCN Plus, so you have to go check it out. If you've not watched cross-country mountain bike racing before, do.
It is super, super, super exciting. Also, it sounds like the Ineos duo are both racing the new prototype Pinarello mountain bikes, which is super cool news. Not quite as crazy as it sounds, though, because Pinarello had a mountain bike in their range as recently as 2012. But I can't wait to see it and to finally hear more about it.
That's right, yeah. Right, okay, now finally, we've got to finish cycling shorts with some sad news. Tony Doyle, a former world track champion and most recently race director for the Tour of Britain, tragically passed away last week at the age of just 64, having been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer just 4 weeks previously.
Yeah, our thoughts are with Tony's family and friends.
It's time now for Hack / Bodge of the week. First up, headset headache from DJ Wilkinson 2002. When fettling the bike in a Belgian hotel room the night before Liège-Bastogne-Liège. It's quite a cool thing to say, isn't it? I noticed a bit of play in my headset. My stack was slightly short, so I used a cable tie to take it up. Worked like a treat for the whole brutal 250 kilometres.
Cable tie hack.
Yeah, but actually, I like that.
You don't do cable tie hacks. You're going back on your word here.
Well, this is it. No. So you see, I like to think that I'm not kind of completely dogmatic about my hatred of zip ties. Like, the zip tie is totally fine. What I hate is a zip tie for like a permanent replacement for something, a permanent fix. But this, that's amazing, isn't it?
I mean, I couldn't think of anything else you could use. So I think he's done rather well there.
Yeah, and what have I've had to do it sometime before, because the thing is, you only need it tight when you're tensioning your headset,
and then you can
take it out.
Yeah.
So I think I've bodged it with something before, like stack of coins or something on either side. But anyway, that is neat. So yeah, that's a hack for me. What about you?
It's definitely a hack for me. Yeah, 100%. I love a cable tie hack.
Yeah, except only 48% of you lot think that was a hack.
Interesting.
So yeah, jury's out there.
Yeah.
There is also the question mark over why on earth you got to the start of the Liège-Bastogne-Liège challenge to find that you had a loose headset and not enough spaces. But that's probably for another show.
Yeah, maybe just, taking the bike apart to to travel with
Okay.
And then you realise.
You're excused, DJ. Right, what's next, Hank?
Meg 2004 bike components toilet paper holder. This is an absolute genius hack here. I saw this at my LBS and thought you lot would absolutely kick out of it. Kick out of it. Got that.
Nice.
I call it a hack because it's repurposing old bike parks. Derp. I just realised it's an actual product. Still super cool in my opinion.
Yeah, it is super cool, isn't it?
But it is a product.
It is, yeah, Park.
Yeah.
I don't know whether they still sell it actually, but they certainly used to.
I haven't seen it, but
it's super cool.
yeah.
I'm not entirely sure I could get that past my wife at home.
But for like
If I had my own loo.
Yeah, for a shed loo. Like a man cave loo. When you have your fork loo roll holder and you have your wheel mirror and everything's bike oriented.
Who has a bike cave loo?
Well, some
If
people
you've
might
got
put
a
your
bike
idol in.
cave loo, please, we want to see pictures. Upload it to the GCN app and use the hashtag #MyBikeLoo.
Okay, done.
If
All right, you're
anyone
on.
uploads
Trust
something,
me, everyone,
I will be delighted.
90% of our viewers have a bike cave loo.
Right, okay. 91% of you lot thought that was a hack. Everyone loves a bog roll hack. Right then, G60 Synchro Campy Copy. All right, this is intriguing.
Yeah.
I like the style of Campagnolo's barrel adjusters with the O-ring. God, this is pretty niche. I know what you're talking about. Many people won't here. but I only found them in the M6 size. The bracket on my head tube is M7 thread. So I copied the design, used an O-ring from a broken Gardena hose fitting.
Oh my God.
$1.13 worth of stainless steel and a trip to my dad's shop to machine the pieces for my build. Not bad of a deal in my book. I love the lengths to which you have gone to create your own custom barrel adjusters. I mean, honestly,
I'm so lost.
I never. Yeah, no. I'll take some time out to explain it to Hank later. If you two are lost, then don't worry about it. G60, I think that's amazing, even if it is exceedingly niche. 92% of people who voted on that thought that was a hack as well. Maybe because they didn't understand it either. Oh yeah, that's great. No, I think that's super cool. Well done. Absolutely fantastic. Right then,
Jane
next
West has got something in it for me, I reckon. After finishing the Dirty Kitten Grally, I needed to take my chain off to clean it. Of course, the quick link went to places unknown. The only spare I had was a gold one. I kept for emergencies. Hopefully the silver a bit. Nah, gold. It's like having a gold tooth, isn't it?
I was thinking that it's like having a gold tooth. Yeah, no, that's cool.
I like a sparkle. You know, like a little bit of intricacy or detail.
Bit of bling.
Yeah, a bit of bling.
Well,
but only small, like not
Yeah.
a whole chain. We're gonna go for a linkage.
Yeah, I like that. Also, it means that you always know where your quick link is.
That's a huge plus.
Also
Saves
helpful
time.
for lubing chains, so you know where you start and finish.
That's actually really smart, isn't
I
it?
think that's a hack actually,
Yeah.
Jane.
That is a total hack.
Yeah, 80% of you lot thought that was a hack as well. It's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
Love
there we go. I tell you what, I missed hack or bodge.
You love it, don't
You
you?
didn't get this in the Himalayas, did we? I mean,
And there were some hacks and bodges, I'll tell you that.
well, that is true actually.
yeah.
and of course
but more on motorbikes than anything else.
True, there weren't many bicycles.
No.
Of course, we were voting on hack or bodge on the GCN app whilst we were over there. But still, if you've got a hack or a bodge or you've seen one, upload it to the GCN app where we can all get voting on it as well.
Yeah.
More of them next week.
Get involved.
It's time now for Caption Competition, that part of the show where you get a chance to get your hands on a coveted GCN Elite water bottle.
Giro.
Potentially, yeah. It might be Italian themed,
themed.
a little bit pink for the month of May. Speaking of pink, we'll go with results first, shall we? And this was the photo that we gave you last week. 2 EF education riders, Jens Kukalera and Marin Vandenberg, looking like they're at sign-on. Anyway, they mean business, don't they?
Well,
Gone.
Yeah, one of them does. The other one just looks like
Slightly envious.
yeah.
Okay, well, Roland crikey. Bolecki, I think that's your name. Congratulations, you had the best caption last week. Is he using Alpecin shampoo?
It's a good question.
It is a good question.
Good hair. We did mention that off screen. You were like, very good hair.
Strong hair game.
Strong hair game.
My hair would not do that.
Dan would be proud.
Even Dan would be
Dan's
proud
been
of that.
spending a lot of time on his hair. Have you seen the latest breakaway?
No, why?
God, he's got like makeup, sexy hair. He looks like a completely different man. He's gone from GCN show to breakaway, and now he's like, ooh, all made up. Look, I'm trying to be like Adam Ryan.
You know what they say though? Can't polish a turd.
No, you can't.
No, that's
Damn
a bit
straight.
mean. Dan scrubs up very nicely indeed. Can I say, by the way, you know, so EF have got their new Rafa team kit for the Giro, which it's really cool. It's all about like using
love
up old swatches of clothing and stuff. There's a slight irony to it being about using up old swatches of clothing when it's all brand new kit that's made to look like using up old swatches of clothing, and therefore it's not actually doing anything to save the planet.
What, so you think they should actually use old swatches of old
I thought that
kits
was the whole point. They're just highlighting waste in the clothing industry whilst making more.
Yeah,
Anyway, I don't know, we digress, but it is cool kit. Okay, should we get on with the caption for this week? This is the photo that you've got a caption.
Okay.
Go on, mate.
I got it.
This is, by the way, just in case you needed an explanation, these are Remco Evenepoel's Giro shoes.
Boy looks good in pink, doesn't he?
Well, yeah, and there's a confidence to that man, the fact that he's got a limited edition
There's a
pair
proud
of kicks.
about him.
Go on then.
These shoes are made for whacking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these shoes are gonna whack all over you.
Ding, 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 ding. There you go. Nice caption, mate.
Yeah, that's good.
I feel like that was the only option there, but get involved in the comments
I've
section.
always wanted to do theatre.
Yeah, we could tell. Hopefully, you can come up with something slightly wittier than that. But that was good. That was good.
I don't know. Send in a video.
We can't do video submissions.
I wish we could. Because I like video. I think, you can get, puff out the chest. You can play around with it. I'm not very good at, the word side of things.
But you can do the...
But I can do the acting.
You can do the theatre.
Shoot some man for a whacker.
Right, we better move on.
It's now the time of the show where we get to look at some of the comments that you all have left under the videos in last week's shows. And we've picked out some of the best ones, kicking off with Emil, who on last week's show said, pretty amusing to hear Manon proclaim that, wow, sprinters are nuts, aren't they? And she is actually a sprinter, and she knows how nuts she is.
It's quite funny, isn't it? Oh, well, there we go. Next up, this one from David H. Did my first race last week. I absolutely loved it. Just registered for my next race today. That's super cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think that was Manon and
Got the
Dan
bug.
talking about why you need to do a bike race.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. Listen to David H. if you're not going to listen to Manon and Dan. Now, Connor, I was catching up on Connor's interview with that nutritionist, I was about to say from UAE, but he's not. He's from Bora, isn't he? Bora Hansgrohe. Anyway, what do the pros eat at the Giro? Christian Schneider said, super useful information. I tried to make use of it at my last event, managed to get in 120 grams of carbs per hour. And then I had power throughout the whole 4 hours, despite a hot start with a lot of closing gaps, and I didn't fall into a big hole in the event or day after. It just works. Yeah, really interesting, isn't it?
Interesting talking to Connor, though, because he's the only man that I feel like is eating for the Giro every single day of his life.
That is true, actually. Yeah. 120 grams of carbs an hour for Connor is actually cutting down.
4 paninis
Yeah.
for second breakfast.
500 grams of yogurt just because. Yeah. It's quite remarkable. Anyway.
Pro Cycling's new secret weapon revealed. Video was that cracking video. If you haven't seen it, worth watching.
That's right. This is Vittoria's new tyres,
Yeah.
isn't it? Super duper fast tyres.
Aliki left a comment saying, for riders that don't have team cars, I think genuine puncture protection is more important than RR.
Rolling resistance.
Yeah.
I disagree, actually. I've got to say, I disagree. There are obviously times when you want puncture protection. Like this one time in Nepal, we rode 60 thread per inch tyres, didn't we? Because we didn't want punctures.
Yes.
But when I'm riding around at home, give me low rolling resistance any day of the week. I just, touch wood, I don't get that many punctures. I mean, I will now.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I'm not even going to say it.
Anyway, there's a debate to be had. Well, the nice thing is that you can choose, can't you, whether you want puncture resistance or
You've got
resistance.
the options, haven't you?
You
There's
do
plenty
indeed.
of options, aren't there?
Yeah, and then Cheddy, this is an interesting comment. Physics is cool, followed by a super nerd out over the tech in the tyre. Both made me smile. That's cool. I like that.
Ollie.
Ollie, you are cool.
No.
It's weird, isn't it?
Not having that.
Anyway, there we go. And then under Alex, or was it Albert's video of completing his dream ride, Rachel Harvey said, Albert did a good job making this seem like fun, even on a dull day. There we go. Thanks, Albert. And then David Johnson said, I absolutely love these videos. For many of us, riding is not about racing, marginal gains, watts, or power. It's about the mental therapy these type of rides provide for our souls, no matter what the length.
Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, that is cool, isn't it? Yeah. Well, yes.
That's what bike riding's all about.
Well, it's everything to all people, isn't it?
Yeah.
You just do what you like.
Yeah.
But that's super cool, David. Thanks for that. Right, what is coming up on GCN over the next week, Hank?
Well, on Wednesday, we've got Build Confidence. Thursday, mistakes that are slowing you down, worth a watch if you're feeling like you're slowing down. And then Friday, we bring back the UAE bus tour, because we haven't seen them in a while.
We haven't seen a bus tour for a while. I actually am really intrigued. It's a decade now since I did my first bus tour for GCN.
I remember my bus tour, and it went so badly.
I remember my first bus tour.
And I remember coming back with all the rushes and you looking at me going, we can't make a video out of that. And then we realised we had to make one. And it went out and I just opened the drawers and goes, this is the oranges drawer. This is the knife and forks drawer.
What was it you said about yogurts?
Monster.
No, it was something about yogurts.
Your yogurts from strawberry to strawberry and fruit and yogurt.
Oh,
I don't even know how I got this job off that.
Well, you'd already gone past your 3-month probation, unfortunately. Oh, God, I wish I could think what you'd said about yogurt. Anyway, the video is live somewhere on GCN. I think we've tried to bury it.
Yeah, I think we did,
yeah. But no,
Get it loads of views.
it's literally, I can't believe it. It's the 10th anniversary of bus tours.
Bloody hell,
This month, this Giro. Anyway,
crazy.
on Saturday, Manon went out and did one of the UCI Gravel World Series races over in Denmark. Can she qualify for the World Champs? I cannot wait to see that one.
Be a cracker.
And then on Sunday, we've done a few how much faster are modern bikes than old bikes. Normally concentrating on time trial bikes, but we've gone and got hold of one of the Mercatone Uno Bianchis. So not Marco Pantani's, because I couldn't ride it. One of his teammates. So a Team Bianchi from Mercatone Uno. How much faster is a modern bike? Or is a modern bike faster? Because obviously we're weighed down, aren't we? With our tubeless tyres and our disc brakes and our electronic gears and everything else. So yeah, tune in on Sunday to find out. That is a cracker. And then, of course, as if you needed reminding, we've got the Giro on every day over on GCN Plus for you to check out. That's live and on demand. We've got World of Cycling over there as well. If you haven't got the time to watch all of it, we've got short highlights, long highlights, the Mountain Bike World Cup, which we were talking about. There's a whole bunch of cool racing going on there.
Remember as well, while we're talking about the Giro, we've got our Italian-themed merch over in the GCN shop, so make sure you get your hands on some of this.
That's right, indeed, yeah. Right, that's that for the GCN show for this week, isn't it?
It's been nice to be back, Si.
It is good to be back in the chairs, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully you lot agree. Otherwise, well, we might have to just go back out to Nepal, might we?
Oh gosh, that would be horrific, wouldn't it?
Oh, wouldn't it be awful? Oh, God, yeah. Cool. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. We will see you next week.